right, dudes, here we go. Fellow fathers, I'm feeling emotional for some reason, but thank you for being here. This shit matters so much. Family, fatherhood, our sons, our daughters, our wives, your wife, my wife, it matters. Welcome to Friday's episode, the Craft of Fatherhood podcast. I'm your guide, Ned Shout. I believe our role as fathers has the power. You have the power to change the world by knowing who you are and embracing the adventure. Now, in these Friday episodes, I'll share stories from my own fatherhood journey. I'm doing a little 4-part series, marriage. I went to a marriage retreat with my wife a while back, and we didn't want to go as it came up to it, but neither of us said it. We went probably because we were going to a concert the night before, bought tickets. We had to fly to Colorado. I kind of think that was the way I got her excited to go to Colorado. Is we went a little bucket list item to go see a concert at Red Rocks, which was super fun. So we had a date before it started. But did we want to go to the marriage retreat? No, but we went and it was so incredible, so many nuggets. And I wanted to take several out and just put them into a little 4-part series because I know not everybody has the time, the capacity, the finances to go or know what to go to. And so I'm going to give you a couple that has an amazing program. In this last one, I have no affiliation with them other than they spoke at the event and something they shared with me shifted a way that I view my marriage. So anyways, here's what we're doing. Little 4-part series. I'm giving you the gifts that were given to me. Want to share them with you. And then I'll share a little, we'll tie it into some fatherhood stuff too. But I'll tell you, more and more I'm thinking that, A, I got to be okay with myself as a man. B, I got to love my spouse well, my wife. I got to cherish her, fight for her. My kids need to see it. I mean, how is family going to exist in 1,000 years if we're not teaching our kids that this matters? Okay, so go back and listen to the last 3 if you haven't. I'll be honest, I recorded all these in one set and I'm starting this one already holding back the tears because it matters. Okay, we all know this to be true. Okay, what I'm going to say in a second. Now I want to say that the people who are talking was Greg and Julie with Married for a Purpose. I highly encourage you to invest in something serious. I mean, this is a big investment. It's a 2-day, not the thing I went to, but their program is a 2-day for marriages intensive. I think where you go stay at some house and it's probably an investment, but it's like, I'll spend, it's under 10 grand, but I'll go spend 50 grand, 100 grand on the truck I want, the car I want, which I'm not going to keep forever. Will I invest something into my marriage? This thing that I'm hoping man, there's something to be said about, you see a couple, they've been married 50 years. It's like, holy shit, that's amazing. So I would check it out. And they were incredible. They were speakers at this. And so I'm just going to give you a nugget. Okay. All thought leaders agree on this, that we become what we think about. Okay. So if that's true, why do we spend so much time thinking about our problems, talking about our problems instead of, and the word they use, the promises we made with this human, this partner, my wife, my bride, my queen. I spend so much time thinking about how I'd like her to be different or about the problems and not enough time thinking about this vow, this commitment, this promise, this connection, this unity. How much do we have in common versus how much do we not have in common? Okay, men, let's start leading in our home by looking for how do we agree. So if we're in a fight about something that, and again, this is not Ned, this is Greg and Julie. If we're in a fight about something like how we're disciplining our son or daughter or whatever, before I start just thinking about how I want to defend my side of the argument, can I first look and say, okay, I agree with what you're saying. We both want what's best for Brody. We're coming at it from a different position, which is good, right? You need the mom perspective and the dad perspective. So dudes, I want to step into this, that when there's a conflict, before I look for the differences, before I go to defend myself, can I look for where we agree? What are we fighting for? Okay, that's huge right there. There you go. See you later. Enjoy. Take that into your life. Probably change the game. Okay. Now, there's this little 5 bullets that I want to jump on. Okay. Stop defining by our differences. Man, I wish you would. Oh man, every time we talk about start looking for the connection, the agreement. Now they did this amazing thing. Okay, I'm just going to give it to you and kind of give you the I don't know, the solution. But what they did is we're sitting in this room, look around and find something green. Okay, Everybody looked around. They come back. They're like, okay, who saw something red? Nobody raised their hand, right? Because we were all looking for something green. Then they said, okay, look around for something red. So you look around for something red. Okay, this person saw 5. This person saw 10. This person saw 13 things. They give you whatever, 30 seconds. Okay, then they said, now you looked around the room and you looked for things green or red. Now, if you were to be fully, truly honest, how many of the things were actually red? So if you said 13, how many were red, not kind of pink or magenta or maroon? And the whole point was we find what we're looking for. So if I'm looking for how Sarah's wrong and I'm building a case against her, I might find 13 things when there's 3. And I might be looking for the wrong thing, right? I might be looking for, instead of looking for the problem, I could be looking for, where do we agree, so that I can come to her and be like, okay, here's where we're agreeing on. Where do we go from here? Okay, so 1, stop defining by our differences. 2, we find what we're looking for. 3, do you catch yourself building a case against her? Come on, bro. We're all raising our hands. Stop building a case against your spouse. If we're doing it, she's going to do it. Let's lead by example. 4, discipline your mind. Start thinking about what you want, not what you don't want. This is just real. We become what we think about. So start disciplining your mind, because you have the ability to think about whatever you want. It is 100% your choice. A couple good books if you want to work on this. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, incredible. And then The Liberty of Our Language, okay? Thomas Blackwell, incredible. We become what we think about. We become what we talk about. We are the captain of this ship. Start to discipline your thoughts, discipline your words. It matters. Okay. Stop being problem aware. Number 5, stop being problem aware. If all I'm thinking about is the problems, if all I'm talking about is the problems, then all I'm going to see, hear, know is problems. Start looking for the connection, the promises, things we want. I don't want problems. You don't want problems. So let's stop thinking about the problems. It doesn't mean that they're going to go away or we can positive think our way out of this. There are going to be problems. But do you and I make our problems way freaking bigger than they actually are? Yeah, probably. Do we make them a bigger deal than they need to be? Yeah, probably. Do we have control over that? Absolutely. Absolutely. I want you to add this sentence. Okay, we're going to come to something fatherhood related. I want you to add this sentence to your vocabulary or your response. This goes along with your wife. It goes along with your kids. I didn't handle that right. What if you and I started, because you know when you walk away from things and you're like, oh man, that sucked. I think sometimes we sweep it under the rug. But what if we were to start to go to our wife and be like, oh, earlier, I didn't handle that right. Then what if we said, I am so sorry. Would you forgive me? Now, if I did the same thing 100 days in a row and then I don't mean I didn't handle that right. I didn't mean that. But if I mean it, let's start to say it. Our wife wants to know that we're fighting for her. Our kids want to know that they're safe, seen, heard, understood, valued. Human beings want to be valued. You and I want to be valued. You and I want to be, and here's how you and I feel valued: if we're respected. But we will be respected if we realize that we're human beings. We're going to make mistakes. And when we do, we own them. We take responsibility for them. Practice it with me. I didn't handle that right. I'm sorry. Would you forgive me? Dude, the amount of healing that would happen in our marriages, the amount of healing that would happen in our relationship with our kids. I don't care if your kid's 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. Hey, I didn't handle that right. Hey, 10 years ago, I know that really hurt you. I didn't handle that right. And I've been carrying that, thinking about that. And I just want to apologize for it. Would you forgive me? Oh, dude, that's the stuff that heals souls. That's the stuff that mends relationships that you never thought could be mended. And here's the thing, dude, maybe there's somebody that you wish would do that for you. And I hope that they do. They may not, but go be the man that you wish that you had in your life, right? Be that man that you hoped other people would be towards you. You could go be that towards others. You're powerful, dude. Super powerful. Okay, this little affirmation. This is the last 4 weeks on marriage from the marriage retreat. But I want you to say this. Say something like it. I'm a man, and part of my identity, part of my soul, part of my life was created to fight for the love, connection, and intimacy of a woman. That's part of you, man, is to do that. And she will respond. She will respond. Dude, don't be dumb. Go buy flowers. Go dance with your wife. Take her on a date. Look her in the eyes, tell her, I love you. You are my girl. You're the only one. You're the most beautiful girl in this room. And mean it. If you see it, you say it. We become what we think about. All right, dudes, write a review if you haven't. Share it with a homie. Help spread the word that fatherhood matters. Remember who you are. You are a father, and that matters. You matter together. Let's rebel against the view that fatherhood has little impact, and let's create lives engaged in mastering the craft of fatherhood. Much love to you, my brothers. Together, we're changing the world. I look forward to hanging out with you next week.